All right, everyone, this is part 3 in our series on CAWs. And as we mentioned in the last video, CAWs get direct privileged access to the tote system. That, coupled with the late odds moves and sometimes suspicious payouts, that has caused conspiracy theories as to, are they past posting? Almost every day you see tweets like this. This one here says, I mean, come on, seriously, this exact in New York is $36. Having played this game for almost 50 years, nobody will ever convince me the CAWs aren't past posting. Nobody. Am I going to be able to convince them they aren't? Probably not. I'm sure I won't reading this. Do I think they're past posting? I don't think they need to past post. I think they're making piles of money without doing that. The term past posting means making a bet after the betting has been cut off. By far and away, the biggest betting scandal I know in horse racing was the 2002 Breeders' Cup. It was called the Breeders' Cup Fix 6. These three stooges here were involved in it. You had an insider at Autotote being a tote company that handled about 2/3 of the wagers at the time. Basically what happened here is that a pick 6 bet, they played a $12 pick 6 by phone. They sent it through Catskill, New York, a Catskill, New York OTB by phone, $12 pick 6, 4 singles, and all in the last 2 legs. After the first 4 races were run, an insider at Autotote, who was on this part of this conspiracy here, went in and changed the 4 singles so they matched up with the 4 winners, leaving them with all in the last 2 legs. Now, the first leg of this sequence was the Breeders' Cup Mile. It was won by Dome Driver at 26-1 odds. There was a huge favorite in that race, a European monster named Rocca Gibraltar, who Dome Driver upset. So you got a $12 pick 6 ticket. After it was altered, they start where they've got a single of a 26-1 winner in the first leg. Another one of the singled winners was a 13-1 shot. The other 2 were kind of shorter prices. So then they're alive to all in the last 2 legs. After the first 4 races were over is when, the bet was altered. It turned out the last race of the sequence, the Breeders' Cup Classic, was won by the longest shot on the board, Volponi, who was like 43-1 odds, by far and away the longest shot in the board in what was a 12-horse field, I believe. It was a P.G. Johnson trained Volponi, ran away with it by like 6.5 lengths with Jose Santos aboard. So the pick 6 was extremely hard to hit. You had a 26-1 winner to open. You had a 13-1 winner in there. The last leg, longest shot on the board in the Breeders' Cup Classic wins. When the payoffs were published, there were 6 winning tickets. 6 winning tickets. I mean, if one person hit it, wow, that's something. Six winning tickets. It was all the same guy, Catskill, New York. Hit all 6 on a $12 ticket. Extremely suspicious. Right away, red flags. Obviously, these weren't sophisticated gamblers. They weren't even like casual common sense gamblers. These were tote guys who got away with it a couple times and went for a big score in the Breeders' Cup. Were really stupid, at least in terms of understanding anything about horse racing, and it completely blew up in their face after Volponi won the last leg. Almost immediately found out the payoffs raised all kinds of red flags. All 6 winners were on a $12 ticket, single, all. It turns out they were frat brothers. Anyway, that is the biggest past posting scandal of all time. As far as the CAW's past posting, I'm probably going to disappoint a lot of people here with this, but I don't think they need to. I think their advantages are so clear cut, and I think they're making piles of money. I really don't think they need to resort to past posting. These CAW teams, if you've watched part 1 and part 2 of our series, very razor sharp. They are razor sharp. But do I believe they're past posting? I don't. I can give you a series of reasons and examples why I don't believe that they are. I can give you specific examples, where a horse did get left at the break and his price plummeted in odds. I can tell you I've been in steward stands this year. I've seen the red button get pushed. That stops betting. I can tell you an instance where the CAWs got shut out by the button getting pushed early. I was in a tote room this year. I'm very familiar with the tote technology. Personally, do I believe that the CAWs are past posting? I don't. I just don't. That doesn't mean I know. Those guys are sharp. Like, those guys, if they were doing it, we wouldn't know. I really believe that they would cover their track. But are they doing it? I don't believe they are. I don't think they are. I don't think they need to. I think their advantages are so clear cut and they're making piles of money. That's what I believe. I just don't believe they're past posting. But the reality of it, these big late odds swings and those horses usually running very, very well, it's going to paint the perception with the public in a certain way, and certain elements of the public are going to, be convinced that they're doing it. And that's a misconception that's hard to clear up.